Alrighty. So, Tai Chi for gait and balance. Take the time to set up your space exactly like so. Have chair on one side, back of chair facing in, chair on the other side, back of chair facing in, and then a third chair for actually sitting. And you want to create a framed space so we can practice uh, within that in a safe way. And so, again, most of you will have heard me say these things, but they bear repeating because they're really important. So, this structural alignment of head, shoulders, central line down through the legs is so important because when we walk, a lot of times what happens is people are a little bit like this. You can see that I'm just slightly in front of myself, right? And if I'm slightly in front of myself and I'm walking, I'm basically falling all the time and catching myself as my means of walking. So that's one, it's dangerous because if I catch my foot on something, which can be a curb, uh, some item on the floor, but also it can just be the brain and the feet are less responsive to each other. And so the foot, and that happens with aging, and that also happens more with something like Parkinson's. There's just not as clear of a signal. So if I'm already falling and then my foot just is a little behind, there you got a problem. And it can also just create a sort of clumsy feeling when we're walking. And it's very easy to do this. All it takes is just the slightest little pitch forward, and then the whole time that you're walking, everything's off constantly. So when we're practicing our standing exercises and we're not moving forward, we're not moving backwards, or maybe we're doing one shift and one shift, that is so important because when we walk, that's how we do it correct. If I sink down through this leg correctly, then this foot's free to step out. And then I sink down through this leg correctly. And now I'm moving forward. But notice I'm moving forward, but I'm not pitching forward. So done correctly, it's very subtle change. That's what makes it so difficult is you can be doing this and not even know you're doing it. So sitting right down through the body, and then you step this foot. And again, now I'm going forward. A lot of times what people do is they pitch forward because, well, my foot's out there, or they take too big of a step and they have to pitch forward to get there. So again, just this down, and you see my posture is just like it was here. Now I've stepped forward, and then I'm going down, and my posture is vertical. And so that's our main goal is to train this relationship with the ground. So instead of it being I'm tight, holding and pitching, and then I'm falling and hammering into the ground, that's one relationship. It's not the great relationship. The better relationship is this I'm soft and I've connected, I've plugged in. That makes this foot free to do a number of things. If I had to step up on a stair, I'd do the same thing. I've got to come up to this stair, or I'm going hiking and I have to step on a boulder. I come up and I go, okay, sink. This foot's free. Now I've stepped up, and then I'm going to shift and sink through that leg and step up onto that boulder. So it's constantly what we need to be thinking about is upright, relax, relax. Because if I'm stiff and upright, I've got other problems. So I've got to be upright, which is zhong zheng. I've then got to be sung, which is relaxed rather than tight. And then I have to feel that, oh, it's actually down that allows me to step. And then when I move forward or backward or sideways, it's actually down. Then I step forward, backward, or let's say I'm going to turn. I put my foot, set it up to turn, but I'm not going to heave my body around and fall, right? Instead, I just go down, right? So I'm back to that relationship. And then if I turn that foot in, it's the same thing. I'm going down and I'm keeping that relationship. And then I'm going forward, but it's down. Oh, I'm going backwards and it's down. So that's why we continue to do this class and repeat these exercises, because you cannot overstate the importance of you going, aha, oh, I feel that. I feel that change of relationship to the earth. So we're going to just keep doing it. And hopefully over time you shed layers of stiffness and bad habits and go, oh, boom. And you sit in your body correctly. You sit in the cockpit of your body. You feel how softness is the better method than effort and stiffness. Okay. So scoot to the front edge of your chair. Hands are on your thighs. Find Zhong, central upright, down through the body, down through your buttocks, down through the chair. Relax everything through the tissue and joints that you can relax. Feel how heaviness naturally settles below you, and the body is spacious and light and nimble. So that's Chun-Wan and Qing-Ling, these concepts. Breathe in through the nose, long, smooth, and full. Out through the nose or the mouth. Long, smooth, and empty. And again, you could spend 20 minutes just breathing and feeling these changes. We'll only spend a short period because we got to move along. In the nose. Out the nose or the mouth. Now let's add those joint mobilization exercises. Slide your hands, elbows, and shoulder blades back. Lift your chest way up, your chin way up, arching. And then settle back to neutral. Slide your hands forward past your knees. Follow the chest and around the back. Drop your head. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Arch. And then slide the hands forward past your knees. Again, we're going to round, drop the head. Let's do that 3 more times. So this illustrates a very important understanding in the Taoist practice of upkeep of the body, that how do we create perfect, appropriate, upright body, for instance? Well, it's exploring the extreme ranges of motion of the mechanics. They call it Shenfa. So by arching as far as you can arch, and then rounding as far as you can round, and doing that over and over, sort of like flossing your teeth, cleaning out the plaque. Then, as we finish here, now just settle back to neutral. Now your upright body is something you can relax into rather than something you have to try and hold. So that makes all the difference. Now let's do the twist. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn your shoulders, turn your head. Back to center and switch. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn. And then reverse to center, and we'll do it again. So a Shen Fa is a body mechanism method. So a set of joints and tissue and movement pathways that have finite expression. So we twist all the way to the right, and there's a point at which you don't twist anymore. You've reached your maximum, and then you come back to center and you go over to the other side. And you twist over to that side. And each round, you often will open up a little more and a little more. One more time, turning to your left. And then we're back to center. So that's our second Shenfa, or body mechanism method. Then you hang your arms loose, do the third. Shift to your right buttock, side bend a little bit, float that left wrist up, left foot up, and lean. And then back to center, right in the middle. And then the other way, shift to the left buttock, just softly side bend, right wrist lift, right foot lift, lean. And then switch. Now try to make that smooth. And smooth. With the fruit of our labor, the goal of all of this is to soften where you're tight and stuck. Flush and pump juice into the places that have become collapsed. And set all the joint, tissue, and brain relationships to this appropriate ideal state. Calibrating, right? Now we're back to middle. Now one more with the upper body, the arms. Float your arms forward, touch the backs of the hands together, lift your arms up, and then take a big circle. Sweep them back behind you and down. Let's do that again. Forward and up. And then this big open. Back behind you a little bit and down. One more. Under and up. Open. And then let's do 3 more at whatever your maximum range is. Forward and up. And it's possible you could go all the way up, then open, all the way down. Let's do that twice more. Right? Shoulders, chest, upper back, neck. That area is well known for being tight and bound and stuck. And so that makes us kind of clumsy and top heavy. So we have to empty that out, clean it out, and relax. Let's just do that in reverse. Go back with the arms, up, and then all the way in front at about chest, shoulder level, down. Do it again. Back and up. And then closing in front at chest level, down. Under, back and up. Chest level, shoulder level, closed and down. And then we go back and up. Let's go full range. And forward and down. Under, back and up. Over top, forward, down. Under, back and up. Over top, forward, and down. All right, and loose. Now, bring your feet a little wider apart than hip distance. Just do a couple of things for the legs. I forgot, actually. Before we do that, keep your legs hip distance. Let's bring right knee up. Gently grab with your hands and draw the knee to the chest. Flex the foot. Full extend that leg like you're pushing something away. Draw it back up and in, and then set that foot down. We switch. Load, bring that knee up, draw it up, flex the foot. Push away, bring it up and in, down. Again, right knee, chest, push, chest, down. left knee, load, push, load, bend. One more each. Push, down, left leg, load, push, load, down. Now try 2 more with each leg with no hand assistance. So just your brain, load, push, load, down. Left leg, load, push, load, down. Right leg, load, push, load, down. Left leg, load, push, load, down. Now, right leg extend, point foot, flex foot, point, flex. Get the foot in the ankle. And then tilt that foot a little in and out, tilting. And then circling in, around, and out. And reverse, circle, out and around and in. And down. Other leg, extend, point and flex. And tilt the foot a little in and out, tilt. Let's circle, in, around, and out. And reverse, out, around, and down. Now, from here, step your feet just a smidge wider, lift your toes up, and turning on the heels, turn to this funny looking shape here. Internally rotating the thighs, toes are turned in. And then lift your toes again, turning on the heels, externally rotate. So the hips and spine, everything stay right in the middle, but we're externally rotating from the hips. And now again, toes up, internally rotate from the hips, and externally rotate. Internal, external, internal, external, and neutral. Lift the heels. Heels come in, knees out. And then lift the heels, go heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. 2 more. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. And last one. In, out, and neutral. All right. Now, sitting at that front edge, hang your arms loose. So what we've done so far, we've rounded, arch, we've twisted in both directions, we've side bent, and we've loosened up this junction, right? So it's a little trip through the basic, most important joint relationships in the body. Then we loaded, extended, did the foot and ankle, right? And then we turned and turned. So we've opened up all these little relationships so that ideally we feel, okay, yeah, I got this upright body, but I'm loose, I'm relaxed. Now, from the hips, fold. Notice my arms, I'm not holding my arms stiff. I'm letting those arms relax, and I'm also not slouching. So that's usually what people have a hard time doing. They're either relaxed but slouching too much, or they're aligned but they're holding on for dear life. You have to find this middle of relaxed with integrity. So now, fold forward, hang those arms, float your arms a little bit in front of your ankles. And then your first direction is forward. Notice how I didn't try to go up. I went forward so that the weight could get down, and then push through the feet and go tall, all the way tall. And find that relationship through the body to the earth. Then to sit down, A lot of times people fall somewhat back because the chair is behind you, but the real technique is fold at the hips. So just do that a couple of times. This little fold and upright. Fold and upright. So understanding where to move from, where the legs and hips meet, fold. Now, from this folded position, start to fold deeper. Let it stretch your hamstrings, buttocks, and back. Sink down, and then you can reach back and say, okay, is my chair there? Then commit your buttocks to the chair, and now you're in the chair. So to go up, the first thing we do is fold forward, then up. So when you're first learning this, you got to do it somewhat robotic. So the robot version, fold, then fold in half and go all the way low, then commit to your chair. And then on the robot version on the way up, fold, come forward, then all the way up. Try that again. And eventually you can smooth it out so it's less robotic. It's fold down. And then on the way up, it's less robotic by going fold, flow forward and up. One more time, fold and sink. And then fold and rise. Now, 3 times, don't sit in your chair. You've dropped something on the ground, fold. Sit as if you're going to sit in the chair, get low and grab that item off the floor and then push through the earth and come all the way back to vertical. And then add to it this, hips forward. And then middle. Then hips back, fold, sink down like you're going to grab something off the ground, bring that thing up, and then we go hips forward. One more time. Hips back and sink, and then rise all the way up, hips forward. Now find middle. You've got your chairs set up as we talked about. Move to your right side chair, face that chair, and fingertips touch the chair. Now we're going to keep our vertical line, but tip forward, kind of like I was saying at the beginning not to do. We want to actually do that a little bit. Come back and hands on the chair, tip to your heels. So we're going tip to the toes, tip to the middle, tip to the heels. And again, tip to the toes, the middle of the feet, the heel. The middle of the feet. Now go to your toes and lift your heels way up. So a heel raise and then down. And then rock to your heels and pull your toes way up and down. Rock to your toes and lift your heels way up, down. Rock back to the heels, lift your toe. And settle. Heels of hands on the chair, walk back. Folding at the hips again, stick your butt way back, fold in half. So all of these movements, these shape changes, help to free the body, to free it. Lift the chest a little, hips come forward, and do it again. Hips hinge, fold, arms are straight. And then finally lifting the chest, walking all the way forward, standing up vertical, turning face forward, and now with your chair off to the right of you, just step back a little so the chair is slightly also in front and off to the right. Then hang your arms loose. Again, consider Zhong Zheng or central upright, like the string is pulling the crown of your head up, but then relax the body so that there's a softness between you and the earth. Rather than a stiff body, a soft, relaxed, adaptable body. And from your middle, just shift your weight more to your right leg and less in your left, and then more to your left leg and less in your right. Notice when I do this, I don't lean. So now we are not leaning. We're just moving our middle over to one leg and over to the other. So that side to side shift is quite a bit less than people think because the primary direction is down. So now going over to your right leg, stay and soften the right leg a little extra so that it takes all the weight down, and your left leg should be pretty empty. Now lift your left heel and get onto the tippy toe of your left foot, and then place that heel down, and we'll switch from your middle, shift to the left leg, soften down through the left leg so the right heel can lift and you get to the tippy toe, and then place that heel down and we switch again. So you're shifting over to your right leg, sinking down through the right leg, left foot is empty, lift the heel, get to the tippy toe, down. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a different angle. Shift, sink, and then this empty leg, float. Down. Now the empty leg, make it the full leg. Shift. So now your full leg is the empty leg. You go tippy toe. Down. Let's take this challenge up a level. So now you shift to your left leg, sink through it, get to the tippy toe of your right, hand on the chair lightly, float the right foot up. Then place the right foot down and switch. So shift over to the right leg, sink through the right leg, lift your left heel, get to the tippy toe, float, down, change. Sink down through the left leg, float to the tippy toe of the right, lift, down, shift. Some of you have been doing this a while and you're really starting to get it. Feel free to play with this one with no hand or maybe just a fingertip touching the chair. Sink, tippy toe, lift, lower. Let's take it up a notch. Hand on the chair, tippy toe, and your empty leg, let's lift it all the way up, as high up as it can go, and then all the way down, release. Let's repeat that. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. So we're doing the same leg. We're trying to sort of break through to where you really feel what an empty leg is like. And then let's switch. Change the weight to the left leg, sink down through it. Right leg is the empty leg. Let's go lift, down. Repeat. Lift, down. Again. Lift, down. Again. Lift, and down. Now switch each time. So from the middle, shift into your right leg. Left leg is empty. Lift, lower, and then switch. Shift. Lift, lower, switch. And lift, lower, switch. And lift, lower, switch. Last one. And down. So again, make sure here that you are a little bit back from your chair so that you have a runway in front of you with the chair to the side of it. Now, if possible, no hands. Just hang your arms loose. Now, remember this idea that the down is important. So from your middle, put your weight down through your left leg and just float that right empty foot in front, heel touch. Bring that foot back to where it was and switch. Down through your right leg, left foot touch. Bring it back and switch again. Down, heel, empty, bring it back, down. So this one helps us relearn the correct way to walk because it's very common, as I was pointing out earlier, to fall forward and do that. Instead, we're going, no, sink down and float. And do it again. Sink where you are so that you free this foot to slip. One more time, make sure you're going down through your left leg so your right heel is in front. Now, from your middle, down through that right leg, that moves you forward. Down through your left leg moves you back. Down. Remember, I was talking about this at the beginning, that you want to keep this vertical relationship. You're just taking this vertical relationship. So there's no part that needs to be back and no part that needs to be forward. We're just up and down. And then we're just down, 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 down. The key is to commit. Because a lot of times people do this and they don't quite commit. And you can see I'm half here and half there. And then when I go to step this foot, I have this clumsiness. But if I truly commit, then this foot is empty. And then if I truly commit, then I've moved and this foot is empty. So let's add challenge. Commit to your back leg, fingertip touching chair, float, lower, and then shift and commit. Now, if this back foot's truly empty, you should be able to just bend the knee like a little flamingo, touch the toe down, and then commit to your back leg. That moves you back. From this empty leg, float from the hip, and then commit, and then bend, down, commit, float, down, commit, bend, down, commit. Let's add challenge. One more level up. This time for sure, hand on chair, full lift, lower the heel soft, commit. Back leg all the way forward and up. Reach the toe behind with no body weight. Then commit down. This leg empty, lift, lower, commit. This back leg empty, it's free to float, reach, commit. So if you train these exercises, you are training everything that's required for many different challenges out in the world. Stairs, curbs, you name it. And again, shift. And back. Now, switch sides. So bring your right foot next to your left foot. When we sidestep, which we will practice later, down through the right leg, the left foot can step. Notice I haven't committed my weight yet. Then the committing of the weight is what moves me over here. Then I can bring that foot in. And let's do that exercise with the empty heel. So you put the weight down through your right leg, left heel empty step. Bring it back, change. And change. So learning, this is a great one to teach how down is the way. Soft. So many of the Parkinson's people I do private work with, this is what they forget. It's time to walk and they go, oh God, I gotta go. And then you gotta say, stop, settle and sink, and then suddenly the foot is free. Settle and sink, the foot is free. So it's being right where you are, not where you're trying to get to. It's changing this relationship right where you are. And then let's all put that left foot in front, your left foot, and then commit to that foot that's in front that moves you there. And then commit to the foot that's behind, it moves you back. And commit. And commit. That's the best word I can think of to describe what people aren't doing is full commit. That doesn't mean risk it, right? It means you put the foot and then you totally and completely go to that foot and utilize it for the support, and then totally and completely go to that other one. Now, fingertip touches the chair, left leg empty, float, lower, and then commit all the way. That moves you to that new location. Back leg in, bend, down, and then commit all the way to that right leg. So in Tai Chi, it's called separate, empty, and full. Discern completely yin or earth or heavy and yang free. Right? Fingertips on the chair. Your empty leg has the property of heaven, floating, right? Expansion. And then use change. So now the yin leg is that consolidated solid leg. This leg has freedom of movement. And you switch. Let's go that level above here. Hand on the chair. Full lift. All the way up, all the way down. Then commit. Back leg. Forward and up. Reverse. Commit. Up. Down. Commit. Relax. Up. Back. Loose and relaxed. To the earth. One more. And side step back where you came from. So bring the left foot next to the right, the weight down through your left side, shift, in, adding the challenge. So all your weight down through your left leg, right foot, touch the heel. Now commit 100% down through the right, step your left foot empty, and then commit 100% down through your left. Now we go in reverse. Commit 100% down through the foot that's behind you. Take your empty foot, float it back. Touch. Then commit. So now we're moving one step forward, one step, or 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. So we're going 1 step, 2. And then in reverse, we're going 1 step with no weight, 2. So that feeling of gracefulness when you walk, that's what I'm showing you the way to reclaim it. Down, that smooth. Step without committing your weight, and then down. And then we go down. Commit 100%. Step this empty foot, there's no weighting. And then now let's add challenge. Use the chair where needed. We lift, lower, shift. Now there's an obstacle. Pick up that left foot, float it over, hover it down, then commit. Back leg is empty like a little flamingo. Lift, toe down, shift. This leg, float, tuck, and then breathe. Commit 100% down. This leg empty, lift, lower, shift. Once this leg's empty, it can float. And then once this leg's empty, the back one can, or once this leg's full, this one can float. Shift, up, tuck, reach, and shift. Now, hand on chair for sure. So we go full lift, down, shift. Back leg, heel to butt like a flamingo. Hip hinge, knee all the way up. Extend and lower. And then shift. And then your back leg all the way up. All the way back. Shift. This leg up, tuck, reach, shift. Once this is full, this is empty. Then once this one's full, you can go full range, explore. And then once this is full, this one, back and shift, up, tuck, reach, shift. And switch sides. Right foot next to left, side step, and step in. All your weight in your right leg, take your left foot out. Level one, casual walk. We just shift, step, shift. And then we shift to the left leg or the back leg, step that front foot behind, and shift again. Shift, step, shift. Reverse, shift, step, shift. And shift, step, shift. Remember, the key is this vertical. My vertical never tips backwards or forwards. It just connects to the ground, connects to the ground, connect, and connect. Now, hand on the chair so you can safely float, down, shift. Once your back leg is empty, do a little small obstacle step over, shift. Other leg empty, little flamingo, down, shift. Now up, tuck, reach, shift. All the weights in your back leg, float your front, down, shift. Up and over, shift. So you, quote unquote, earn the right to step a foot by committing your body weight to one completely so the other doesn't have any weight. And then you earn the right again by committing to that one so this one can go. So let's do that third variation. Lift, lower, shift. Wait for it. Now you earn the right by committing here so that this leg can lift and up and extend and down. And then we shift. Now we earn the right to lift your other leg by committing here. Back, shift. Up, tuck, reach. Still no body weight, right? This extension back is key. I'm not going stuck to my leg. I'm softening it long, and then I'm shifting, moving from the middle. Same thing here. I'm not falling with the leg just because it's going down. I'm extending it from my body. Then I'm closing my body to the leg. This leg's free. I fold it and extend it, and it stays extended. And then commit all the way up, all the way back. Shift. Same thing here. It's empty, so it can hold, tuck, and then extend all without pulling my body with it. Then I close my body to that leg. Feet together. Okay. Now, take yourself over to the far left of your space. Turn and face downrange. Now we've got a runway of about 5, 6, 7 steps or whatever room you have. So be as far to this side of your runway as you can. And let's go level one. So just remember that first exercise of the weight goes down through one and the heel goes out with no body weight. Then I commit my vertical body to that new leg. Only then have I earned the right to step. But again, I don't go with the leg. The leg is free. I step it, and then I choose to commit to that new position. Then step and commit. Step with no weight, commit. Step with no weight, commit. Same rules apply on the way back. Commit to one leg so the other foot can step with 0 body weight. Then commit down. Once you've established, you've earned the right to step. Then commit down. You've earned the right to step. Commit down. Step. Commit down. And again. Commit, step. Commit, step. Commit, step. Commit, step. Commit. Reverse. Commit, step. Commit, step. Commit, step, commit, step, commit, step. Do that 3 more times. Some of you can decide to go up a level, meaning step over a small obstacle, put the heel down, commit to that leg. Now you've got a small obstacle for your other foot. Up and over, down, commit, wait for it, step. The slower you do it, in a way, the safer, but also the more difficult. So it's more revealing of your weak spots and more revealing of where you need to improve. You slow it down. Shift, up, tuck, reach, shift. If done correctly, you should never feel like you're falling or slamming into the ground. It should feel like this buttery, soft relationship with the ground. Just softly finding that ground. One more time, either level 1 or level 2, either stepping over an obstacle or just casually walk. And casually walk backwards. And stay in that casual mode. Turn and face forward. Let's go down through the left leg, right foot empty, side step, out and in. Out, in, out, in, out. In. One more, out, leave it out. From your middle, down and down. Moving sideways without any tilting. Vertical, cappuccino cup on your head, no spill. You're just sunk through here and sunk through there. And remember, this is a really fun one because this opens up all of our intermediate and advanced Tai Chi work. So now stay in your right leg, bring your left foot in with no weight, out with no weight. In, out, in, out, in, out, right? Cappuccino cup, still doing fine. Bring your left foot in, touching if you can. And now change the weight to the left leg down. The right foot should be free. And then down through the right leg so your left foot is free. Down, 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 down. Now stay in your left leg, right foot steps out. Down through your right leg, left foot steps in. Down through the left, right foot steps out. Now we're traveling sideways, down through the right, left foot steps down through left, right out, down through right, left in, down, step, down, step, down, step, down. Reverse, remember that soft relationship, not locked, soft. Step out, shift, in, shift. So your left foot out, then you commit, right foot in, then you commit. Left foot out, commit, right foot in, commit. Left foot out, commit, right foot in, out, commit, in, commit. You can see I started to add the bear washing pause. Let's go back, put the right foot out. Now, before we walk, just refine the bear washing pause. We work on all of these in detail in the Friday class, Friday at 11. And then it's great if you can attend that because then we can just flow into this portion of class. So notice we're not walking, but we are shifting and turning, shifting and turning. Now, stay in your right leg, left foot empty, step in. Commit all the way to the left leg, turn, brush and sweep. Step the right foot out. Now you're ready to shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot's empty, step it in. Then we're ready to shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot's empty, step it out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. So you should be traveling down the road sideways. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. I've reached the end of my runway, so when I do, I go left foot in, out, and we head back the way we came. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. This is flossing out plaque in the body. This is connecting the internet of your brain and your body. This is also calibrating you to understanding where your middle is and how to really move from that middle. Because the middle is where everything runs to and through, and it's represented generally by the belly button, right? So you can think belly button, low back, this region, and then you're moving from there. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Let's change this now, though, to a little added challenge. Left hand up high, shift, turn, brush knee, and swat the jumping fish. Step your left foot in. Left hand goes down, right arm floats up. Now you're ready to go. Shift into your left leg, turn, brush knee, swat the jumping fish. Then step your right foot out, right hand goes down, left arm floats up. Now we're ready. Shift, turn, brush knee, and swat. Bring your left foot in, left hand down, right arm up. Then we shift into the left leg, turn, brush knee, swat the fish. Right foot steps out, right arm goes down, left arm floats up. Then we're ready to go. Shift, turn, brush, and swat. Ideally, we can do the left foot in, left hand down, right arm up all together. Then we can shift and turn and brush and swat together. Then we step out and right hand down, left hand up together. And then we shift and turn together. And then we step in and change the arms together. And then we shift and turn together. And then we step and change the arms. And then we shift and turn. Now step your left foot in, out, left hand down, right arm up. So just like standing and sitting, we first do robot. So the robot version is shift, turn, brush, swat. And then the robot of foot and arms. Then shift, turn, brush, swat. So there's really just two things. Then step and arms. Then shift, turn, brush, swat. 1. 2 is step and arms. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Step and arms. And then you could flow those together better, where it's shift, turn, brush, swat. Arms flow as you step, and then shift, turn, and they flow. So it's kind of like you take the edge off it a bit, take the corners off of it, and round it out. And wash your paws to settle, and close it, wing roll fold. Settle hands to the belly. Pause there. hands cross and down. And our last little challenge here, come stand right in front of right in between your two chairs. Move to the right side chair. And then we're going to put all the weight in your right leg. Your right hand's on the chair for balance. Your left leg, turn it externally, lift to the tippy toe, lift the leg, and then bring the leg out to in and then. Let's do that again, same leg. Turn the leg out, tippy toe, lift, and then in and down. Turn the leg out, tippy toe, lift, in and down, out and lift, in and down, out and lift, in and down. Switch, side step, shift. And we're near this chair. We go external, tippy toe lift, in, down. Turn the leg externally, tippy toe lift, and then in, straighten the leg completely. 3 more. Open, lift, close, lower. Open, lift, close, lower. 1 more. And switch sides again. And then the final exercise, complementary one. Instead of external, you turn on the ball of the foot, internal, right? So you see this little internal, tippy toe, the knee comes across the middle, bring the knee up, and then open, down. That's 1. Let's do it again. Turn on the ball of the foot, heel out, knee in, tippy toe, lift, open, down. Turn, cross and lift, out. 2 more. Eventually this can also flow. Has a spiral. Spiral. And side step. Switch sides, other leg. Your right leg should be empty. Turn on the ball of foot. Tippy toe lift. Inside out. Turn on the ball of foot. Tippy toe lift. Inside out. Turn on the ball of foot. Lift inside out. 2 more. Maybe you let it flow. 1 and 2. Great job. All right, step back to the middle. And just to sort of soothe, where we put something through work, we want to just calm it down. So wing roll, fold, settle, and this final self-massage. Palms together. Rub the palms. Rub the back of the right hand. Rub your palms. Back of left hand. And palms. And then the groin area. The quad, the hip crease, the inguinal crease, whatever you want to call it, that sensitive space right there. And then the hip flexors, the front of the upper thigh. Then the tail up onto the lower back. And then remember your Tai Chi squat. The butt goes back. We sit the buttocks, sweep the hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, up the inside, past the groin to the navel. We'll do that twice more. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, outer leg channels, around inner leg channel, belly button. 1 more time. Groin, hip flexors, tail, a lower back, outer channel, inner channel, middle. And then outer channel of arms to the shoulder, turn, inner channels to the wrist, and off. So this has a nice flow to it when you find it. Outer, inner and off. Outer, inner and off. Outer, off. Up and down. Up. And eventually Switch. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Bounce. Shake. And close. Seal. One hand, other hand. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Great job. All righty. If there are any questions of any kind, feel free to unmute and let me know if you have any comment or anything like that. Feel free to wave and wander off into your life, but remember, soft, relaxed. Xfinity, imagine that. Very easy to forget that as soon as you step outside and the cars are going by or there's some stressful thing in your life, which who doesn't have that? It's very easy to forget.
Thanks a lot, Otto.
Keep remembering that. All right.
Thank you, Otto.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks. Great job, everybody. All right. If you have other questions, feel free. You can email me on the newsletter. They have that information for you. All right. Bye.